Hey, what's up guys, Rep here. So people often make mistakes with their money. I mean, maybe they buy something they don't actually need, or they spend more money on something than they probably should have. But have you ever spent $50,000 on a self-insert animated music video that proves to be so financially reckless that it bankrupts you? That is the story of today's video, the story of Hideaway, an animated music video that was purchased by the YouTuber Verbalase. Now, who is Verbalase? He's basically the YouTube beatbox guy, most known for his animated beatbox battles featuring fictional characters having a battle with one another in the form of beatboxing, okay? It's a very simple concept, but some of his videos are very popular, like this one, Mario vs. Sonic, nearly 100 million views. Or this Thanos one that was a big meme back in the day. However, also popular is the show Hazbin Hotel, and the combination of Verbalase and Hazbin Hotel would prove to be a diabolical one, okay? So this now deleted tweet, I believe, was the first shot of the war. This was the first step towards this whole situation unfolding. This user posts this short animated clip featuring a animated Verbalase tied to a bed and Charlie Morningstar from Hazbin Hotel doing a striptease for him. And it's captioned saying, do you think vtuber has seen this video? And that's the creator of Hazbin Hotel. Now, the fact that it's deleted makes it way funnier, but people would upload full versions of this animated music video. How they got this, I have absolutely no idea, but this was leaked to the public, and to avoid copyright issues and also the fact that this is basically softcore porn, I'm just going to give you a quick summary of what happens in this 3-minute long video. So basically, Verbalase has some pheromones coming off of him, okay? Charlie can't resist him at all. She's chasing him around town. She wants a beatbox battle, okay? It gets so bad that she traps him in a room and locks the door and then does a naughty strip tease for him. And then after that, Verbalase pops a chub, which they embarrassingly censor with like a little emoji, which, I don't know, if you're paying allegedly $50,000 for a self-insert, the fact that they're censoring these things is just, it seems criminal to me. But basically that's it. And then she ends up, jumping on top of him and making out with him, and that's pretty much it. Now, definitely very well animated, I have to say. It's a aesthetically good-looking piece, but of course, people look beyond that. It's not just like, oh, this is kind of weird. It's the fact that it's a self-insert, okay? I think if it was just that, if this got leaked as a self-insert, everyone would just forget about it. They might say he's weird, but honestly, at the end of the day, who cares? It's just a self-insert. But what had people talking the most was this right here. Apparently, Verbalase paid $50,000 for this animation, which is absolutely wild. And based on some of the context we're going to see over the next couple of minutes, I do believe this was very likely that he paid $50,000 or something around there for this self-insert. Now, I will say this before we continue. Props to Verbalase for at least paying animators. He might have gotten a bad deal because that's a very expensive project, but at least he's paying his animators. I'll give him credit where credit is due. But basically, here's some proof of the context. So this user right here was kind of at the center of it, saying, explaining the story of Hideaway from Verbalase, a thread. And right here, we have some context on the timing, saying cartoon beatbox battles suffered one of the worst delays of its kind in season 1, 6 months for an episode. The episode Black Panther vs. Deadpool, released on June 5th of 2021, 6 months after Pennywise vs. Patrick. This tanked his channel, but what was he doing for all of that time? Ladies and gentlemen, in the comments section, give some guesses as to what he was spending his time and money on during this 6-month period. But you can see there was a bit of a drop off here. So the Pennywise versus Patrick, 21 million views. 6 months later, you get the Black Panther versus Deadpool, 9 million views, less than half of the previous one. Now, don't get me wrong. That's a lot of views, ladies and gentlemen, okay? That's not some number to scoff at. But of course, when you're a channel making high budget videos that apparently cost somewhere around $40,000 to $50,000 a pop, losing half of the views is a big deal. That's hitting your budget, and you have a budget to fulfill. In this case, that's a very high one. Losing out on 10, 20, 30, 40 million views is really costly, and it's going to hurt. And based on some more timing, we got screenshots from Discord where Verbalase was basically describing this hideaway animation that he was working on. This was back in 2021. So you can see here, well, here's a huge leak. I've been working on a side project, but it's not kid-friendly, so I can't release it online. Which definitely sounds like hideaway because it's obviously very lewd. And his other content, his normal YouTube content, is very family-friendly, okay? There's not like any strip teases and boners popping like in the hideaway animation, okay? It's a totally different scene. And the fact that it's not going to be released online is very strange because how are you making your money back from this? I mean, it makes sense with the regular projects. Like, let's say he spent $50,000. Hey, maybe he puts it out there and makes his money back. It makes sense. But in this case, it sounds like it was always like a personal project for his own personal use. And here's some more screenshots saying, but I've spent $47,000 on it. This is back in 2021. And he just says this is the professional industry animation and the standard that comes with it. So fast forward now to 2023, we have more conversations that have been leaked from Discord. And he is describing this project he's been working on all this time. And it says, basically, the song is a love song about a girl obsessed with a guy, and she's basically telling him to hide or he'll lose when she finds him. So I thought it was like a love story naturally, but when I looked up the video, instead they decide to make it where a girl is making out with the guy was getting overwhelmed, and he left, but the girl still feels like making out, so she literally makes out with every single person in the bar. I don't know where the manga chapter's going here. It's getting off the rails a little bit, but you can see the context. It sounds like he's describing the plot of the animation Hideaway. And of course, if it wasn't obvious already, we got an actual screenshot preview here. We got the actual teaser image. It looks like that Family Guy meme, like, holy crap, Lois, it's Verbalase. But yeah, this makes it pretty clear. And then down here, he straight up says it cost a little over $50,000 to make. And this was back in 2023, about 6 months ago. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's that. Also, I want to address this. I have seen tweets like this going viral. This one in particular, well over 30,000, saying, reminder, a 15-year-old animated this and it's traced. And no, it's not traced, it's referenced from. That's also true. Some people were claiming that this was traced. It's just a reference. So, you know, don't disrespect the animator for this. And also the idea that it was a 15-year-old who animated this, which would be obviously very inappropriate because it's sexual content and Verbalase is an adult when he would have commissioned this. But there is zero proof that the person who made this is 15. I don't know the identity. I don't know if people have found this yet, but it is certainly not what this user is claiming. There is zero proof of this. Like, I've checked every thread talking about this and people are just saying, hey, proof, and they got nothing. And I've seen people say, I have proof, but I lost it. So there's nothing to back this up, at least yet. So anyone saying this is probably making it up. And also the fact that so many people blindly accept it. Like, I get it's fun to dunk on Verbalase right now, but like, you don't have to completely make things up. But anyways, there's a lot of really crazy stuff coming out. So back in 2020, this is the final point of this video, he made a YouTube video, Verbalase, where basically said that YouTube is giving him a hard time and that he needs to raise more money for his animations. And again, 2020 versus 2021, when it seems like he started working on the Hideaway animation or paying for it. And he opened up a Patreon and encouraged people to donate money there for more beatbox battle episodes. And now looking back at this in 2024, this aged like milk. I am sorry to the people who are donating to the Patreon. It seems like all of that money, or at least a good portion of it, was going to this Hideaway animation. And it's something that was never even intended to go public. I don't know who was going to be given access to it. Maybe it'd be a Patreon only thing. I'm not quite sure. But basically, that's where everything was going. And yeah, I think that's kind of disappointing for a lot of people. But maybe not. Maybe they just wanted to support whatever he was doing. It's their money. But at the end of the day, it looks like a good portion went to this Hideaway animation. That's just bizarre. It's a bizarre self-insert. It began as something that was just weird, but once we found out the price tag on it, it takes it another level. And I think that's why so many people are just enamored with this whole story, and it's one that I've been tagged in relentlessly over the past couple of days, so I'm glad that we got to talk about it today. But as always, feel free to share your thoughts about this topic in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.